जय श्री माता जी। श्रीमद् देवी भागवत। If you want to know who Adi Shakti is, read Devi Bhagavath, said by Her Holiness Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. Sankalpam Mama Atmanah Sahajyogi Kutumbanam Atmonnati Prityartham Moksha Prapti Prityartham Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Pujanam Kariche. The holy recital of Srimad Devi Bhagavat.
Chapter 11, Episodes 1 and 2. Description of righteous etiquette and virtuous conduct. Naradji asked, Bhagwan, all-knowing Narayan, Ancient One, you have told me this wonderful story of how the Devi saved the Devatas. Please tell me the etiquette and procedures for pleasing the Devi and causing her to be benevolent and generous. Bhagwan Narayan says, O Narad, who has knowledge of the elements, Tattva Jnani, listen, I will tell you step by step the Sadachar procedures. From the moment a realized soul wakes up early in the morning till he goes to sleep in the night, he should engage himself in righteous acts and his attention should be pure and detached, because no one else, neither mother, father, wife nor child, can help in one's spiritual ascent. It is a journey one has to make alone on one's dharmic merits. One must use all one's faculties towards this achievement. Only a dharmic life can help one to overcome the darkness of spiritual ignorance and cross the ocean of worldly illusion. Good moral character and a moral life is the only requirement, and this is laid down clearly in the Shrutis and Smritis. Therefore, a realized soul should be constantly involved in his spiritual ascent. As by products, one is blessed with good health, long life, virtuous sons, and abundance of wealth. It removes bad luck and obstacles. A virtuous man enjoys peace and happiness in this life and eternal joy in heaven. A dharmic life is like a guiding light which shows others the path to mukti. It makes one glorious and honorable. It is considered the highest form of tapasya. A righteous conduct can be from two sources, the scriptures or conventional. A true seeker of truth must conform to both. He must observe the laws of country, community, family, and religious codes. He should never be branded as a lawbreaker. He should shun anything that is morally and spiritually wrong. Naradji asked, Muni, in this world there are so many scriptures. Which should one follow? Also, there are so many religious paths. Please clarify. Bhagwan Narayan says, Narad, Shruti and Smriti are the two eyes. The Puran is the heart. The voice of these is Dharma. There is no other. If there is any confusion among the three, then Shruti should be observed. And if there is confusion over Shruti and Smriti, then Smriti is superior. Some Purans do not reflect the Vedas but have Tantra in them. Only the dharmas which have been identified by the learned rishis should be accepted. Also, if they differ from the Shrutis, they should be discarded. so it is only the Vedas which carry the right dharmas. He who abandons the Vedas for other codes of conduct, for his education, many arrangements have been made in hell. Therefore, it is imperative to follow the paths shown in the Vedas. Those false gurus who teach against the Vedas are hung upside down in hell. So, a realized soul has to tread carefully and introspect every day upon his actions, whether he has been generous and helpful and whether he has kept his promises. In the fourth quarter of the night, one should wake up and meditate on Brahma. Sit upright with eyes closed. Do not grit the teeth, and tongue should be relaxed against the palate. Attention should be detached from the outside world. After taking a few deep breaths, one should meditate on the Almighty in the heart. At all times, one should be aware of the Almighty's presence in the heart. There is a set of 6 pranayams: Sadhum, Vidhum, Sagarbh, Agarbh, Salakshya, Alakshya. These are divided into 3 groups: Rechak, Purak and Kumbhak. As it involves the 3 energies, it is Pranav Swarup, life force. Breath should be drawn from Ida Nadi and stored in the abdomen. Then, in 16 installments, it should be released through Pingala Nadi. This is called Sadhum Pranayam. Then, one must pay obeisance to the deities seated on the chakras at Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Nabhi, Heart, Vishuddhi and Agya. Residing in Mooladhara is the golden Kundalini Swarup Bhagavati Jagdamba, whose essence is the Maya Beach, who shines like 1,000 suns and whose radiance is like the Agni and the Chandrama. If she can be brought into the attention even once, a man gets his moksha and liberation from worldly bondage. She is verily the state, the moment, the journey, the destination, the stuti and the voice. O Devi, I am the spirit. I am dissolved in you. There is no other. I am Brahma. I am Satchit Anand. I worship that Kundalini Devi who resides as radiance and nectar and who permeates Sushumna. Then one must meditate on the divine at Brahmarandra and with body, mind and spirit do puja to the Supreme Guru.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
Bhagwan Narayan says, Narad, no matter how learned a man is in the Vedas, if he is not righteous and moral, he is abandoned at the time of death, just like a bird abandons a nest clotted with feathers. An enlightened man should get up and meditate during Brahma Muhurta so that he merges with the Brahma. Morning ablutions and evacuations should be performed far from living quarters and never in water bodies, freshly ploughed earth, burial or cremation grounds, old ruins of temples, green grass or bills of snakes. It is also undesirable to go for nature's call in the evenings, during prayers, while eating or brushing the teeth. Also, it is objectionable during performance of obsequies near lakes and ponds or in the vicinity of a Guru's Samadhi. Before evacuation, the following mantra should be uttered. All Devatas, Rishis, goblins, crawling creatures and Rakshasas, please clear away from this place as I am about to evacuate. During the day, one must face the north and in the night the south. Avoid looking at fire, Brahman, sun, water body or cow. On completion, one must wash thoroughly with water. Then cleanse the hands with clay, white for Brahmins, red for Kshatriyas, yellow for trading community and black for the serving community. Avoid using clay from inside ponds or lakes, from home temples, from anthills, rat holes or old toilets. These 5 are unacceptable. The correct procedure is to cleanse the hands 6 times after passing urine and 11 times after a bowel evacuation. Both feet must also be washed with clay 4 times. This is for householders. Brahmacharis should do it double the number of times. The Vanaprasth, one who has renounced the world 3 times. Sannyasis have to observe this 4-fold. Women and children need not count the number of times, but should repeat the cleansing till all odors are removed. These are the directives of Bhagwan Manuji. For all cleansing below the Nabhi, the left hand should be used, and for all the activities above the Nabhi, use the right hand. If one neglects to observe these directions due to laziness or carelessness, he must atone by living only on water for 3 nights and chanting Gayatri Mantra. One last cleansing is to gargle 12 times and then brush the teeth after evacuation. Do not spit within 12 spans of a tree. The toothbrush should be made from a branch as thick as a finger of a thorny or milksap tree. The recommended trees are Karanji, fig, mango, kadam, lodh, champa or bear. Before brushing the teeth, one must invoke Raja Som to help in digestion and to remove all badhas and unclean particles from the mouth. O Vanaspate, you are Raja Som. Please grant me Brahmagyan, strength, health, long life and wealth. Chapter 11, Episodes 3 to 7, Importance of Rudraksh. Bhagwan Narayan says, Narad, I have told you the 6 techniques as given in the Shrutis. After uttering the Gayatri Mantra with Omkar, one must tie the top knot. Then rinse the mouth and cleanse the heart, arms and shoulders. Then cleanse the right ear to get rid of sneezing, spitting, eating impure things and speaking untruth. Narad, all the gods, including Agni, Jal, Ved, Som, Surya and Pavan, reside in the lower part of the ear. After this, one must go to a river or lake and take a ritual bath. The body is constantly getting unclean by emissions from the 9 orifices of the body. That is why morning bath is of utmost importance. All negativities that are gathered by going to inauspicious places, by receiving charity, and by doing objectionable acts in private are all washed away by the morning bath. If one does not bath in the morning, all his rituals become ineffective. He who does not bath, pray or perform Havan regularly becomes more wretched than a Shudra. In all the 3 worlds, There is no greater mantra than Gayatri. It protects those who observe the rituals. The pranava and the three mystic words Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha should always be together. All the vital breaths should be in balance. Whilst still in the water, one should perform offering of jal to the gods and the mains. Then come out of the water, wear clean clothes, and then apply bhasma, sacred ash, and put on the Rudraksh mala. Then the mantras have to be recited in their proper order. The Rudraksh has very great significance. He who adorns his body with the Rudraksh, 32 around the neck, 40 on the head, 6 on each ear, 12 on each hand, 16 on each arm, 1 on the top knot, and 108 on the chest is considered Bhagwan Neelkant himself. Muni, Rudraksh beads should be carefully threaded on gold or silver wire and worn permanently on the top knot or from the ears. It can also be worn along with the sacred thread. Then, with great adoration and bhakti, say the holy mantra Om Namah Shivaya. This is the instrument which gives knowledge of Sakshat Sri Shankar. The Rudraksh can be worn by all. The only protocol to be observed is that realized souls, Dvijas, should utter the mantra. I have described the significance and importance of the Rudraksh. Naradji said, "You have kindly told us about the significance of Rudraksh. Can you please tell us the reason for its importance?" Bhagwan Narayan said, "Muni, this is an ancient story. The same question was put to Bhagwan Shankar by Swami Kartikeya. I am repeating exactly what Bhagwan Shankar said. O six-faced one, I will explain the essence of what you wish to know. A long time ago, there was a demon called Tripur. No one could defeat him, and he tormented Vishnu, Brahma, and all the gods. They came to me for protection, and I began to ponder over this Tripurasura. One of my divine weapons is called Aghor. It is beautiful and also very huge, and blazing fire flashes from it at all times. It has the power to quell all disturbances, turbulence, and tyranny. It is this mighty weapon Aghor that I put my attention on for a long time. My eyes were closed and a few drops of water fell from my eyes on Dharti. O brave one, from those teardrops sprang huge Rudraksh trees. On my command, 38 kinds of Rudraksh were produced by the tree for the benevolence of the gods. 12 types of reddish-brown Rudraksh were produced by the eyes of Surya. 16 kinds of white Rudraksh were produced by the eyes of Chandrama, and 10 kinds of blackish Rudraksh came from the eyes of Agni. The white Rudraksh are Brahmins, the red ones are Kshatriyas, the mixed colors are Vaishyas, and the black ones are Shudras. People should wear the Rudraksh according to their tendencies and traits. The single-faced Rudraksh is verily the image of Lord Shankar. The Rudraksh with two faces represents Lord Shankar and Parvati. The three-faced Rudraksh is the image of Agni. The four-faced Rudraksh is verily Lord Brahma, the fire of the final destruction of the world. The six-faced Rudraksh represents Lord Kartikeya. The Rudraksh with 7 faces represents Cupid. The Rudraksh with 8 faces is verily Lord Ganesha. The one who wears it gets blessed with all good qualities. The nine-faced Rudraksh is the image of Lord Bhairava. It should be worn on the left arm. The Rudraksh with 10 faces is verily the form of Lord Janardhan. The 11-faced Rudraksh represents Ekadasha Rudra. He who wears the 12-faced Rudraksh on his ear is considered to have completed 12 forms of worship to Surya. The one who finds the rare 13-faced Rudraksh gets bestowed with all siddhis and is honored as Swami Kartikeya. Son, if you ever get a 14-faced Rudraksh, consider yourself most fortunate and blessed. Wear it on your forehead because it represents me. By wearing any of these 16 kinds of Rudraksh, one gets liberated from sin and reaps benefits. Muni, the one who wears Rudraksh, is respected by the gods. O six-faced one, he who wears a mala of 108 or 2 malas of 50 and 27 Rudraksh gets endless blessings which come after performing Ashwamedhas. After all this description and knowledge, Shankar Bhagwan concluded by saying, the single-faced Rudraksh is the one that enlightens. One who wears it gets the divine knowledge in the heart. The two-faced Rudraksh represents Ardhanarishwar and the one who wears it pleases the Lord. The three-faced Rudraksh pulverizes the sin of Brahmahatya, murder of a realized soul. It is the embodiment of the three Agnis. The one who wears the four-faced Rudraksh becomes wealthy, free from sickness and famous. He also receives abundant divine knowledge which cleanses him completely. When one wears the five-faced Rudraksh, Lord Shankar gets pleased with him. The six-faced Rudraksh represents Lord Kartikeya. Knowledgeable and wise men say it also represents Sri Ganesh. The seven-faced Rudraksh represents the primordial seven mothers, 7 horses and 7 sages. The one who wears it gets the blessings of Lakshmi, gets a wealth of divine knowledge, remains disease-free and is respected by all. The 8-faced Rudraksh is holy. It represents the 8 Vasus and makes Ganga happy. The 9-faced Rudraksh is the image of Dharmraj. The one who wears this has no fear of Yamraj. The 10-faced Rudraksh represents the 10 Dikpals, guards of the 10 directions, and the wearer receives love from all 10 directions. There is no doubt in this. The 11-faced Rudraksh represents the 11 Rudras and some say even Indra. The wearer gets all happiness and joy. The 12-faced Rudraksh is verily the form of Bhagwan Mahavishnu and the 12 sons. Those who wear this are always fulfilled. The 13-faced Rudraksh fulfills desires and makes Kamdeva happy. The 14-faced Rudraksh was born verily from the eyes of Bhagwan Shankar. It has the effect of quelling all turmoils and frees one from all illness. The one who wears Rudraksh must abstain from alcohol, meat, garlic, onion and glutinous beans. He should wear the Rudraksh especially during eclipse, dark moon, Sankranti and full moon days. All his sins will be washed away and he will be protected. Chapter 11, Episodes 8 to 16. Bhootshuddhi, cleansing of all parts of the body, the greatness of Bhasm, ashes, and description of morning and evening prayers. Bhagwan Narayan says, Mahamuni, now I will tell you about cleansing of the elements in the body. First of all, one must get the attention into a single point and meditate thus. Devi Kundalini rises from Mooladhara through Sushumna and arrives at Brahmarandra. Then utter the mantra, So Aham, I am that, I am the eternal Brahma, the Supreme Soul. Then meditate on the fact that from the feet to the base of the spine, I am the earth. The seat of the earth, the emblem is the four-armed symbol, the swastik. The Bij mantra is Lam. The color is coral red. The element of Swadhisthana is fire and the color is yellow. The emblem is Shatkon or six-pointed star, Star of David. The seed mantra is Vam. Then comes Nabhi with water as the element. It is green in color and the emblem is Yin Yang. The seed mantra is Ram. The heart chakra contains the air element. It is ruby red in color and has flame as the emblem. The Bij mantra is Yam. Vishuddhi chakra governs the element Akash. The color is blue and the emblem is the time wheel. Bij mantra is Hum. After this, dissolve the elements one into the other, earth into fire, fire into water, water into air, and air into ether. Then ether into ego and superego at Agya. Where its element is light, the color is white, the emblem is the cross, and the bija sound is Om. These are the sounds that are heard when Kundalini passes through each chakra. For cleansing the element part of each chakra, one must pronounce the following Bija mantras. Om Bhu, region of earth, Bija of Mooladhara. Om Bhur, complete cosmos, the universe that has been created, Bija of Swadhisthana. Om Swaha, consuming, world of material enjoyment, Bija of Nabhi. Om Mana, love, essence of the heart, Bija of Anahat. Om Jana is the people, the collectivity, Bija of Vishuddhi. Om Tapa, where you come into tapasya and renunciation and absolute knowledge, Bija of Agya. Om Satya is the truth, absolute truth and bliss, Bija of Sahasrara. After cleansing of the elements, place the Atma on the lotus of the heart. Then meditate on the golden goddess seated in the triangular bone at Mooladhar. To obtain the fruits of action, one must use vibrations, Bhasmam or Vibhuti on the body. Then Bhagwan Narayan enumerated the importance of Bhasma, the description, the way of applying Bhasma, and the significance of the three horizontal lines of Bhasma, Tripundra, and the Urdhva Pundra, the three vertical lines of Bhasma. Then he told him the blessings that come from praying at prescribed times. He said, Anag, the three timings are early morning while the stars are still visible, at noon when the sun is midway in the sky, and in the evening when the sun is setting in the west. O Devrishi, Kal is of three durations. The first from before sunrise, while the stars are still twinkling. The middle is from the time the stars disappear till midday. The third is from midday till sunset. Prayers in the morning are given first place. Prayers said in the afternoon, second place. And prayers said after the stars appear are given third place. A Brahman is a tree. His roots are his prayers, Vedas his branches, and dharmic deeds his leaves. Therefore, the roots have to be given special care and attention. If the roots die, there will be no tree and no branches. The one who has no knowledge of prayers and who never prays or meditates, he is a Shudra. Even though he is living, he is as good as dead, and in the next birth he becomes a dog. Therefore, a twice born or realized soul should pray and meditate daily 3 times. Otherwise, he can have no part in auspicious deeds. For 3 hours, from the start of auspicious prayer times, one can perform his prayer and meditation. If he delays beyond that, he must perform penance in atonement. If one oversteps the prescribed time, he must offer water for ablutions 4 times and recite Gayatri Mantra 108 times as atonement. Prayers, meditation, and worship performed in the house is in the ordinary category. One that is performed in the Goshala, Kaushit, is medium, and the meditation and prayers performed on the banks of a river are considered of the highest quality, equal to performing it in heaven. Those who perform their Sandhya, prescribed prayer, in the vicinity of Gayatri Devi, they get instant blessings. For Brahmins, there is no other duty beside Gayatri. She is the essence of the Vedas. Brahma and all the gods meditate upon Gayatri or Sakshat Adishakti. Narad, now I will tell you the procedure for Sandhya. After uttering the names of Keshav and others, one should rinse the mouth and do pranayama. The names to be taken are Keshav, Narayan, Madhav, Govind, Vishnu, Madhusudan, Trivikram, Vaman, Sridhar, Hrishikesh, Padmanabh, Damodar, Sankarshan, Vasudev, Pradyumna, Anirudh, Purushottam, Adokshaja, Narasimha, Achyut, Janardhan, Upendra, Hari and Sri Krishna. For each of these 24 names, put Omkar before and Swaha Namaha at the end. Chant the name and sip water. After that, utter 3 mantras: Om Keshavaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, and Om Narayanaya Namaha, and sip water 3 times. Then 2 mantras: Om Govindaya Namaha and Om Madhavaya Namaha, and cleanse hands with water. Then, with the names Madhusudan and Trivikram, touch the lips with the thumb with reverence, and with Vaman and Sridhar, touch the face with reverence. With the chanting of Rishikesh, the left hand, with Padmanabh, the 2 feet, with Damodar, the forehead, with Sankarshan, use the 3 middle fingers to reverently touch the face. With Vasudev and Pradyumna, use thumb and forefinger to touch the nostrils. With Anirudh and Purushottam, use thumb and ring finger to touch both eyes. With Adokshaja and Narasimha, touch both ears. With Achyut, touch the Nabhi with thumb and little finger. With Janardhan, touch the heart with heel of hand. With Upendra, touch the head. While chanting Om Hariye Namaha and Om Krishnaya Namaha, respectfully touch right and left arm. So, with all the 24 names, the limbs have been respected. A knowledgeable man, while drinking water with his right hand, will also have his left hand in contact. The water will not be considered pure to drink till the left hands hold the right hand. The hand which receives the water should be shaped like the ear of a cow. The thumb and little finger should be separate, while the 3 middle fingers should be joined. After this, pranayam. First invoke pranayam or pranava. Get into turiya state and chant Gayatri. Close the right nostril and breathe in through left nostril. Hold breath. This is what learned Pandits call Rechak, Purak and Kumbhak pranayam. While breathing in, press the right nostril with the thumb, then close the left nostril with the little finger and ring finger. It is forbidden to use the forefinger and middle finger. In all Shastras, this is the unanimous procedure for pranayama. Breathing out or expelling air is called Rechak. Drawing in breath and filling it is called Purak, and suspending breath is called Kumbhak. While performing Purak, drawing in the breath, one must meditate on the blue lotus colored Lord Vishnu's Nabhi. During Kumbhak, one must meditate on the four-armed Brahmaji's heart. He is seated on the lotus emerging from the Nabhi of Sri Vishnu, and his color is a mixture of the dark red of dawn and the silvery white of the moon. During Rechak, one must meditate upon the crystal clear, pure, destroyer of the biggest sins, Sri Mahadev's locks. Those who do Purak benefit from Sri Vishnu, Sayujya, self-realization. Kumbhak gets Brahmapad, final salvation or deliverance, and by doing Rechak, he attains the lotus feet of the Almighty. O revered Dev Rishi, I have told you about the cleansing as prescribed by the Purans. There is one more negativity destroying procedure from the revelations. After doing Pranav, one must chant Gayatri mantra. This washes away many kinds of sins and grants great benefits and fruits. There is another procedure which prescribes mudras during pranayam. Householders and vanprasthas who have retired into the forest should use all 5 fingers to close the nostril during pranayam. Brahmacharis and sannyasis should press the nostrils with thumb and little finger. After pranayam, one must offer 3 cupped handfuls of water to the Surya, sun god. I will tell you the reason for this. There were 30 crores of demons called Mandeha. They wanted to consume the sun. Rishis and Munis began to worship the goddess Mahasandhya, who presides over the sun, and they offered 3 anjalis of water. The streams of this water acted like thunderbolts and began to pulverize the demons. The mantra to be uttered while pouring the water is, I am that Surya, I am the light of the Atma, the Shiva within, I am the pure spirit. O Bhagavati Gayatri, you are verily the form of Brahma. Come into my heart. Please put your lotus feet into this water. Please give me darshan. After that, one has to rid the world of the curses of Brahma, Vishwamitra and Vasisht. By meditating on Brahma, the Brahma Shrap gets neutralized. By remembering Vishwamitra, his curse gets neutralized. And by remembering Vasisht, his curse gets neutralized. Then meditate on Paramatma thus. This Parabrahma Paramatma presides over the lotus of my heart. The whole universe is his form. He is uncomprehensible, inaccessible, impenetrable, and unattainable. On this Param Prabhu, Almighty God, I meditate eternally. Then comes Nyas, pledge and surrender, which is the most important part of Sandhya. Before every mantra, chant the Omkara. Om Bhu Padabhyam Namaha, essence of the bija of Mooladhara. Om Bhur Janubhyam Namaha, the universe that has been created, Swadhisthana's bija. Om Swaha Katibhyam Namaha, bija of the Nabhi, consuming. Om Mana Hridaya Namaha, essence of the heart chakra. Om Jana Kantyaya Namaha is the people, the collectivity, essence of the Vishuddhi. Om Tapa Lalataya Namaha is the one where you come into tapasya, renunciation and hardship, bija of the Agya. Om Satya is the truth, is the essence of the Sahasrara. Not the truth that we think as the truth, but the truth that is expressed in our central nervous system. This is discovered at the seventh state of the Sahasrara. End of chapter 11.
The Holy Recital of Srimad Devi Bhagavat. Jai Shri Mataji.